This is what we do on the everyday. I run a shop called Marukula & Co. We're a strategy and ideas lab. So the strategy part does business and brand strategy, and ideas is about futures design. We scare people when we say futures design. They go, what do you mean? Do you tell fortunes? I'm like, no, we help you think about solving for things that haven't really been presented. But this is me. So in the beginning, there was this cutie who loved the bottle. And she gave it up at 3, which was way too late, I'm told. And then I grew up into this cutie who still loves a bottle of a different kind. And I felt so comfortable in this environment because creatives and bottles together, we are one, right? I was asked to come and speak today about community. And I was trying to think, what does community mean? Because oftentimes when we're at work, you hear people say, our agency is so tight, we're like family. I don't know about you, but our family gossips, and there's an uncle with bad breath and an aunt who wears skirts that are too short, and we never tell her the truth. So I don't know about saying workplace is about family. I think workplace is about community, and community is about finding people who are aligned to the things that drive you, the passions that wake you up in the morning, but also a sense of purpose, sense of shared purpose. So today I'll talk to you a little bit about what I think makes or breaks community and the things that we leave unsaid and how those things get in the way of just us relating authentically. I did say that community is made up of individuals, but it starts with one person at a time. There's a slide I like that encourages people to accept the tulip you are. But how many times do we spend our lives trying to fit in when we were born to stand out, right? So if you're that red chair in the stadium, just rock your redness, except there's a caveat. I've heard people say, I'm being true to myself. You can be true to yourself and not be an asshole, right? Like you can be true to yourself and be a nice person. So there's no excuse. You can't say I'm being true to myself and being hurtful. That's not nice. But I am suggesting that you embrace your uniqueness, because part of what makes us magical as a creative community is the ability to contribute the ways in which we are unique. Note I didn't say different, because different makes us compare, right? Because then you're shorter and I'm taller, no hair, with hair, your hair grows faster than mine takes forever, then it gets untidy, right? And I don't see into your heart, right? Yeah, exactly. But in suggesting that community is made up of individuals also means that each individual has to come into the community with a sense of purpose. And you may have heard it now because it's a new fashionable thing, like even brands have purpose, right? Human beings have purpose. For me, purpose isn't the stuff they write on your graveyard. Is it graveyard or grave? Tombstone. How do I know I'm going to get cremated? Don't judge me. I just know where my ashes will be sprinkled. This is all I know. But the point is, if we are to come together as a community, then we have to be a lot clearer about what our purpose is. So for me, I landed on purpose at the age of 30, which is when you should, right? When your long-term boyfriend proposes, you think, what's my purpose? To marry you? Nah, that wasn't it. But purpose for me isn't just the thing that you do when it's comfortable for you to do something. It's also not the thing you do because it's trendy to do it. Purpose for me is that part of you that you would, or the thing that you would do even if you weren't paid for. The ways in which the world would be different if you weren't alive. So for me, I finally landed on this thing called influence. And let's explain the difference between influence and impact. Impact for me is the point where the pebble lands on the water. And influence are those concentric circles that form around it. So my purpose then is about positive influence. It helps me choose people, jobs, communities. It also helps me depart people, jobs, and communities. So my challenge to you, whether it's your next birthday or the next time you have a quiet moment on your own, just think deeply about what your purpose is. And I suggest it's a word. It's not a paragraph. If it's a paragraph, then you're just trying to write bad copy. Give it up. But I really, really would love to challenge you to just think deeply about what your purpose is and how you're going to use it to infuse whatever magic you can in your everyday environment that is creative. Here's what I believe. I believe that when women and men who are purpose-led lead, humanity makes audacious jumps, right? We overcome those parts of ourselves that are ugly and mean and unkind, but also we start moving the world forward because we start movements, right? We sustain movements, whether that is fees must fall or Black Lives Matter or lefties are lefties rock. Who else is left-handed? Don't leave me alone. Yay, lefties rock, lefties rock. Even they are applauding. How amazing is that? So community therefore is about one individual who has a clear purpose, who comes together with other people who are equally purposeful to move humanity forward. Here's a quote I like about accepting the tulip you are, because we spend too much time trying to be. Can you guys stop? I know this is great, but I think we spend too much time comparing instead of investing time in becoming. Right? So your work community may be different from the next guy's. It's fine. It's okay. It's like saying visiting a happily married couple. You know those happily married couples where the husband changes the baby's nappy and you go home. You're like, even Sam changes the baby's nappy. You don't know what else he doesn't do. So leave them alone, right? Just cultivate and enjoy the joy that you have. So I wanted to walk us very quickly through this quote, which I thought was a wonderful way of just talking about community, and I highlighted the bits that I want to focus on. So the first one is about the coming together of individuals. So I'm suggesting that the ways in which you are unique, wear those, embrace those, share those, right? If you're mad, if you wear clothes that don't fit like me, do that. It's fine, it's you. But also it's about communicating honestly with each other. And this is the tricky part, which is why I was dismissive of workplaces become family, because families don't communicate honestly with each other. They really don't. But communicating honestly with each other is about speaking in complete sentences. It's also about asking those questions that you think would make you look dumb, which is what you're going to do at this moment. So you're going to look to the person next to you who is hopefully unique from you and ask them the one question you think would make you seem dumb if you asked it out loud. So I'll give you an example. So you could turn to him and say, is it true that people who wear glasses have high IQs? And he goes, it's not true, or whatever. So you have 2 minutes to figure a question and ask the person next to you. Come, get to it. I know you want to ask each other questions. The extent to which we don't speak about those things that we think make us uncomfortable, when we are caught in a traffic light, right, then you become a cow, not a human being, right? And this is what I'm trying to get us to do, that if we really want to build a community, we have to be okay with our own prejudices. And when we share those, we create an opportunity for learning. So it's not racist to talk about race. It's racist to be judgmental about race. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, okay, good. So that's what I meant.